Hello, good morning students. I am Shangalal here. Dear students, we have Macbeth in our syllabus. It is a drama, tragedy written by William Shakespeare, and we have to see its different aspects, plot, scenes, and the incidents and its literary value. Before delving there in this, before reading this drama, I would like to discuss with you how a literary work should be studied by us. We can, dear students, we can read any literature, any literary work in two ways. Like a layman who is not aware about literary aspects, about various connotative meanings, he just read it for the enjoy purpose. And another way, like a critic, like a educated man, like a scholar who reads the text methodically, apply different methods of criticism, and in this way the study which is done by a scholar fulfills different purposes of the study, of the competitive exams, of the evaluation of literary text. So, before going into the detail of the Macbeth, I would like to discuss with you about the tragedy. Last year, we studied about comedy in first year. As you like it, it was a drama genre related to comedy, and we studied how Shakespearean comedy were written and what were the characteristics of the Shakespearean comedy. Now we are going to read about the tragedy. Before going into detail of that Macbeth, it's a text and its plots and all, I am going to discuss about the tragedy. Dear students, tragedy has been given the highest importance by the Aristotle. Aristotle is a well-known critic. He was a Greek disciple of Plato, and his book Poetics is known as the basic book of the literary criticism. It is followed everywhere. So we will also read about the Aristotle view, Aristotle's ideas given regarding the tragedy. Dear students, the book Poetics covers different chapters which belongs to the study of literature, a study of different genres, and the tragedy has been allotted the highest number of chapters. Around 14 chapters are related or describe the different characteristics of the tragedy. So we can understand how important the tragedy has got, how much importance the tragedy has got in the explanation of the Poetics done by Aristotle. Let me explain you the definition which was given by the Aristotle for the tragedy. I will quote here. Aristotle says, tragedy is an imitation of an action. My dear students, note every word to understand the topic clearly. tragedy is an imitation of an action. Imitation of an action, not of men. Serious. What does he says? That tragedy is an imitation of an action that serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. Let me first finish these definitions. Later on I will discuss with the words used here in this definition. Tragedy is I quote, tragedy is an imitation of an action that's serious, complete, and of a certain magnitude. In language established with each kind of artistic ornament, the several kinds being found separate parts of the play in the form of action, not of narrative, through pity and fear affecting the proper purgation of these emotions. See, students, this is the basic definitions. This is the basic definition which prevail throughout the literature to describe the tragedy. It is the parameter given by the Aristotle. Tragedy is an imitation of an action. Tragedy is not an imitation of a man. It is the imitation of man's action. The man in action or the actions done by the man are imitated in the tragedy, in the drama. A man who is not doing anything is not imitated. The man is not imitated. What is he doing? What are his deeds? What are the incidents in his life? What he has done? How he has suffered? What was his hamartia? By what fatal flaw he falls? All these are explained. And what is the denouements? What is the outcome of his actions? All these actions are explained in the tragedy. Then, which action? That are serious. Dear students, the action which are imitated in tragedy must be serious. Look, there are epic and tragedy which imitate the actions of noble men and noble deeds, while the comedy and satire imitates actions of common men and general actions. The deeds which are explained in the tragedy are serious and done by the noble men. So, the action must be serious, complete. Complete means there should be starting, middle, and end. The action should be in a sequence. It should not be in haphazard condition. And then of a certain magnitude. Magnitude means the tragedy should not be too large or too short. It should be completed in one revolution of the sun. It is described by the Aristotle. In language established with each kind of artistic ornament, the several kinds of being found, separate parts of the plays, in the form of action, not of narrative. In tragedy, the actions are presented on the stage. It is not explained. The tragedy is not explained as narrative. The characters perform the action on the stage. And the purpose of the tragedy, through pity and fear, affecting the proper purgation of these emotions. The main purpose of the tragedy is to arouse pity and fear in the audience mind, to arouse the pity and fear. So, the purgation of these emotions can be done. It's a another way, another aspect which can be discussed, how the emotions are purgated, how how the tragedy is purgating the pity and fear. We will discuss in later video. So, my dear students, what is the tragedy? This definition by the Aristotle you must learn. It will be used by you, and it can be used by everyone while writing the descriptive answers. Please go through my next video to know about the different elements, different aspects of the tragedy. Thank you.